Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Aina Natasya binti Mior Zaimi. My matrix number 119850. So today, me and my friends will present about our title, which is the perversion of Islamic faith through heresy. So next, I will present about the introduction. Since Islam was established, many challenges has been faced in the development of the religion. From the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam until today, Muslim has never rested from facing the problem of perversion of faith and widespread of heresy. There are several factors to consider, including those who speak about the teachings with specific attitudes and intentions, those who attempt to evaluate the teachings without fully understanding the intended teachings and bias. They initially emphasize the truth, but the method of behavior eventually contain misleading teachings or belief, as well as elements that are contradict the teaching of Ahli Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and the majority of the teachings were not openly disseminated. The spread of heresy can be avoided if the Muslim community improve its understanding of Islamic teachings, and Muslims must also be wary of the influence of false or heretical teachings. So next, I will present about the definition of heresy. The term heresy or deviant teachings are terms that are more commonly and popularly used recently in Malaysia, especially among the religious bureaucracy as well as the mainstream media in Malaysia. Heresy can be defined as a new thing or teaching that appears in the community. This teaching arose as a result of incorrect assumption and misunderstanding regarding creed, faith, and morals. In short, the Islamic teaching established by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam must be followed, as must any teachings that exist after him or in conflict with the teaching of Islam that were originally considered heretical, as well as injuring and displeasing God. This is accordance with Allah's word in Surah Al-Imran, verses 85. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa may yabtaghi ghayral islami dinan falan yuqbal minhu wa huwa fil akhirati minal khasirin. Meaning, and whoever seeks a religion other than Islam, it will be not be accepted from him, and the afterlife he will be one of the losers. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farisya Nabiha binti Razak. My matric number is 1190866. Now I will continue with the sources from the Quran and Hadith of heresy. Heresy that is contrary to the teachings of Islamic faith are in the category of kufur and lead to severe punishment. There is clear argument stated in the Quran in Surah Yunus verse 106, which means, and do not invoke instead of Allah what can neither benefit nor harm you, for if you do, then you will certainly be one of the wrongdoers. In Surah An-Nisa verse 36, which means worship Allah alone and associate none with him. These verses from the Quran point out that a person who expresses a desire to convert to another religion from Islam or who questions the veracity of Islam must face harsh punishment, while the death penalty is appropriate for those who apostatize, which mean murtad or are infidels.
My name is Areana Neeza binti Zamri. My matrix number 119851. For this slide, I will present about factors that contributes to the growth of heresy in Malaysia. One of the main factors is believing in a creed other than Ahli Sunnah wal Jama'ah and practicing spiritual teachings or philosophical Sufism coupled with spiritual teachings contributes to the growth of heresy. Some heretics believe in superstitions as well as seeing dreams or visions as sources of belief. Next, because of ignorance, many people in our culture continue to struggle with heresy. This group seeks to find religion in an easy method. They desire something that is not taught by normal preachers, and as a result, they became acquainted with a fraudulent teacher. Furthermore, inadequate enforcement manpower also causes the administration and enforcement machinery to be inefficient. The professionalism and quality of law of enforcement officers have not improved to a satisfactory level. And lastly, mass media, whether electronic, print or information technology, is underutilized as an efficient medium of propagation of Islam in strengthening the Islamic faith and showing signals of heresy in the community. This is because mass media channels are easily accessible to the people.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hashilah Abd Hamid, matrix number 1190839. I will be presenting on the characteristic of heresy. The range of heresy doctrine is quite broad, whether it is incorrect from a point of view, incorrect from the point of Sharia or practice, or morals or in division between servant and his God. In this subtopic, I will focusing on the two characteristics of heresy. Firstly is tariqat. Sometimes the name of the founder of some tariqat teaching are combined with those of well-known tariqat among Muslims in an effort to mislead Muslim perception of those teaching and tariqat. However, they have no connection to the authorized Sufi order that they give the group names to. Firstly, the example is tariqat Ahmadiyah. As opposed to the Prophet Isa, Imam Mahdi is seen as their leader, by generally respecting being courteous to will and obeying teachers. We cannot deny our submission to Allah. It is blatantly incorrect when we follow our teacher's command instead of Allah. Another example is tariqat Samaniyah. The doctrine that this tariqat regard as coming from the Quran is only regarded as history. Additionally, it permits unrestricted interaction with mahram or non-stranger if you have best intention or good intention. The second characteristic of heresy is rejection of primary sources. They are more encouraged to use their own reasoning, especially in Quranic interpretation, without referring to authentic sources. The first one example is the Shia. Shia teaching claim that the Quran is flawed, and the Baha'i teaching claim that their holy book, the Al-Bayan, abrogate all heavenly books. Rejecting the Quran or disputing its position alone is a clear error. Anti-Hadith is the next example. It is a teaching as brought by Jemaah Al-Quran Malaysia, JAM, which reject the position of Hadith as a source of legal legislation. The stance of rejecting a Sunnah or Al-Hadith in general as a source of Islamic law is deviant and misguided teaching. As a result, any teaching or claim that contravene with the pillars of Islam are erroneous and misleading. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatimah Azzahra Imam Safiei. My matric number is 1190900. I will continue with the effects and consequences of heresy. Naturally, heresy leads to the destruction of one's faith and adherence to one Sharia. It causes them to shirk, then disbelief, and finally apostatize or turn away from Islam. It is true that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has reminded people that polytheism is something that He did not forgive. Another effect of heresy on the individual is misguidance in religion. When a person tends to follow teaching or behavior that are opposed to Islam or behavior that have been named heretical by religious authorities, it is considered heresy. Those who maintain their disbelief until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala no longer accepts their repentance are, in fact, the ones who stray. Furthermore, the presence of heresy causes conflict among family members and in the community, which eventually result in factional life that splits families along racial, religious, and other lines. This is so that each faction can believe that they alone are fighting for justice. As a result, there are negative emotions like hate that have the potential to start fights, cause division, or even lead to people killing each other. Last but not least, community harmony and unity are threatened by heresy, which also makes the nation unstable. The country's political and economic stability will be criticized for requiring a lot of effort and resources to uphold. Additionally, the nation will regress because those who have practiced heresies are passive and frequently waste time, whereas the nation's economic performance heavily depends on the contribution and productivity of its population. That's all from me.
The conclusion is, heresy is an act that is displeased by Allah. The disclosure of heresy is very important to be explored and understood by every Muslim, as it is an initiative to prepare Muslims for the challenge of the spread of heresy, which is increasingly widespread in Malaysia. The spread of heresy damages Islam's reputation and makes other religions despise and insult Islam. It also leads to substantial threat to society and the nation. Heresy may occur in the community at any time and in any place, and it is spreading rapidly through all the available channels, including the media, religious, and social activities. That's all from us. Thank you.